Welcome to the Philippine Motor Show. This is Autofocus. I'm Ray Louis Gamboa. Here's a menu of some of our features on this edition of your electronic magazine, exclusive to the automobile and its industry.
Starting off with reviews of two vehicle models presently in the local market. A mini SUV from Suzuki, the 2020 Espresso GL manual transmission, and a compact SUV crossover from Subaru, the Forester 2.0 IL with EyeSight CVT, plus a feature-to-feature comparison of two compact SUVs, the Ford Territory and the Honda CR-V. On Autopedia, we'll talk everything about brakes. And together with the latest news and developments in the local auto industry, we shall have the launch of the new Toyota Corolla Cross as our special feature.
The next 60 minutes is all about the automobile. This is Autofocus, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Be part of the 2020-2021 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2020-2021 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate standard and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until September 30, 2020. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo.
Welcome back to Autofocus, the automobile show. We start this edition of your electronic magazine with a review of one of the latest automobile models from Suzuki. Suzuki is known for making small, quirky family vehicles. Nothing comes quirkier than the Espresso, a mini hatchback to some, a mini SUV to others, and a K-car to the Japanese. Car Review takes a close look at Suzuki's most affordable entry-level hatchback or SUV.
At any given time, the Suzuki Espresso may be the smallest vehicle on the road, but it will be the first to catch the eye. It's 3,565 millimeters long, 1,520 millimeters wide, and 1,565 millimeters tall. Measurements that fall well inside K-car dimensions. 180 millimeter minimum ground clearance makes the Espresso a legitimate SUV. A 2,380 millimeter wheelbase puts the four wheels, 14-inch steel rims with full wheel cover wrapped by 165 by 70 R14 tires, right at the corners of the Espresso, providing stability and good handling as well as helping increase cabin space. Beefy black resin front bumpers, bulldog-like face, high waistline look, and bulky rear add to the SUV character. Add the multi-reflector halogen lamps with what Suzuki calls a gripping design and the signature C-shaped rear lamps, and you get a look that stands out even in a crowd of bigger SUVs. The The Espresso is powered by a compact 998cc 3-cylinder engine with multi-point fuel injection and 12 valves that generate 67 horsepower at 5,500 revolutions per minute and 90 Newton meters of torque. That may seem low numbers for an SUV, but remember, this K vehicle just has a 750 kilogram curb weight. The engine drives the front wheels via 5-speed manual transmission. The Espresso can sit 5 adults, roomy for 4, but a cozy fit if you sit 3 in the rear, and has a room for 239 liters of cargo. It comes standard with a luggage shelf in the cargo compartment. The tall seats are upholstered in tasteful combination of vinyl and fabric. The front seats slide and recline. The rear seat backs folds if you need more room for luggage. A cool feature is the central position of the digital instrument panel, still within easy view of driver, and sits above the 7-inch touchscreen of the infotainment system with USB and Bluetooth connectivity that plays through 2 speakers. Other driver amenities include remote keyless entry, power windows on the front doors with controls on the central console, central door locking, air conditioning with manual control, cup holders, bottle holders galore, and a 12-volt accessory socket. While the urethane steering wheel is fixed, comfortable driving can still be easily attained with the tall seating position and slide and recline function of the driver's seat. The Espresso rides on a suspension system featuring front McPherson struts and torsion beams in the rear. Electric power steering helps provide a nimble, responsive ride. The brake system uses front ventilated discs and rear drums to provide confident stopping power. The very affordable mini SUV comes standard with parking sensors, just one of safety features that include wear seatbelt reminders, 4 ELR seatbelts with the driver and front passenger getting pretensioners, 1 2-point lap belts, ISOFIX tether anchorage, child-proof rear door locks, dual airbags, and engine immobilizer. Also standard is the anti-lock brake system with electronic brake force distribution. This mini SUV from Suzuki arrived locally in just one variant, the Espresso GL manual transmission, with an SRP of 518,000 pesos.
The question on those who like the Espresso's looks and promise is Suzuki bringing in an automatic? The latest auto industry news and developments right after this break.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo.
Welcome back to Autofocus, and we now have the latest auto industry news.
Maxus Philippines has brought in an 8-seater compact multi-purpose vehicle, the G50 MPV, to do battle in a segment crowded with 7-seaters. 3 G50 variants are deployed: the 1.5 Turbo DCT Pro, the 1.5 Turbo DCT Elite, and the 1.5 Turbo DCT Premium. Aside from having room for one more passenger than most of its perceived rivals, the G50 arrives in the country with an arsenal that matches, if not overmatch, much of the competition. A turbocharged 1.5-liter gasoline engine, a spacious 8-seater cabin, reverse camera, park distance control, keyless entry, push start button, electronic stabilization program, electronic parking brake with auto hold. All these standard for all variants. A 12-inch infotainment system, 360-degree view camera, leather seats added to the premium and elite variants, a panoramic sunroof, mobile wireless charging, LED headlights, power tailgate added to the top-of-the-line premium variant. The G50 also comes in colors not usually found in do-everything MPVs. The G50 1.5 Turbo DCT Pro comes in warm white, warm argent, metal black, and water blue. For the G50 1.5 Turbo DCT Elite, there's Roland Purple, Polar Ash, and warm white, plus the deep golden, exclusive to the variant. The G50 1.5 Turbo DCT Premium is also available in Roland Purple, Polar Ash, and warm white. But perhaps the most powerful weapon in the G50 arsenal is best revealed by Maxus Philippines General Manager Reginald C., who says, "The G50 is an MPV that can take in even your extended family members since it's an 8-seater. It's ideal for long road trips and family picnics. The great thing about this is that it has the price of a subcompact MPV. The 1.5 Turbo DCT Pro is priced at 1,088,000 pesos. The 1.5 Turbo DCT Elite at 1,168,000 pesos. And the 1.5 Turbo DCT Premium is 1,288,000 pesos. The electric vehicle industry is moving forward with plans to hold the 8th Philippine Electric Vehicle Summit with the theme "Moving Forward to an Electrified Mobility in the New Normal." Of course, it'll be a virtual summit to be held over 3 days from September 24 to 26, and will focus on the challenges and opportunities brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic on both the supply and demand side of the EV market. EV industry players and stakeholders are eagerly awaiting for the summit to be held, where one of the major topics for discourse is the proposed Electric Vehicles and Charging Stations Act. The industry hopes the passage of the act will spur more people to adopt and accept the electric vehicle as the future of personal mobility. Aside from EV stakeholders, the 8th PEVS is expected to be participated in by policymakers, regulators, the academe, consultants, transport companies, utilities, and end users to discuss experiences and research results on all aspects of electric vehicles and supporting infrastructure. Among other topics to be discussed at the PEVS are 2020 Long-Term Electric Vehicle Outlook by Frost & Sullivan, developing public charging infrastructure in response to the new normal, challenges to EV charging in Southeast Asia, recovery, reopening, and role of EVs under the new normal, policy measures to see more EVs on the ground post-pandemic, promotion of low-carbon urban transport in the Philippines, policy dialogue with LTO, revisiting EV guidelines. Only 700 of the 100th anniversary special edition Mazda vehicles will be assembled, and only 39 will be made available in the Philippines. 15 Mazda 3 and 24 Mazda MX-5 commemorative models. The Mazda 3 commemorative models will not only feature 100th anniversary special edition adornments, but also white interior trims and high-gloss black wheels. The 100th anniversary special edition can be had for 1.57 million pesos. An optional Mazda Speed body kit for the special edition is also available for 75,000 pesos. The MX-5 100th Year Special Edition comes either as a retractable fastback roadster with snowflake white pearl finish and as an open-air soft top with cherry red soft top fabric. Both Special Edition MX-5s feature commemorative logos embossed on red Napa leather seat headrests, red carpet and floor mat, and special badges on front fenders and the bright silver 17-inch wheels. The commemorative soft top with automatic transmission is priced at 2,335,000 pesos, while the retractable fastback variants are priced at 2,390,000 pesos for the manual and 2,480,000 pesos for the automatic. The Geely Coolray topped the subcompact 5-seat crossover segment in sales last July with 263 units sold. Citing Campi and Avid July sales data, Sojitz G Auto Philippines, which distributes Geely vehicles, said this is the second month that Coolray topped segment sales. It sold 154 units in June. Sojitz G Auto President and CEO Mikihisa Takayama said Geely sales shows that more Filipinos are beginning to trust the Geely brand and what it could offer. Dominating the subcompact SUV crossover market with a good number of sales amid the crisis is a significant step in gaining more people's trust in the Geely brand, Takayama said. He expects this apparent trust in Geely will also benefit the Escara, the brand's entry in the compact crossover segment.
Those are the latest news and developments in the automotive industry. We shall take another short break. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo.
Be part of the 2020-2021 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2020-2021 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate standard and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until September 30, 2020. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
Welcome back to this edition of Autofocus, the country's premier automobile TV and online magazine. Here's our feature-to-feature comparison of the latest automobile models belonging to the same category on Head-to-Head. Ford brought in the new territory into the country, confident of creating space for its newest SUV in an already crowded market. With its design and styling, performance and a survey of new age automotive and smart technology for connectivity and safety, as well as a very aggressive pricing. Let's test this confidence with head-to-head, spec-to-spec comparo with one of its perceived rival in the market, the Honda CR-V.
During the recent launch of the new Territory, Ford executives revealed that they are targeting to curve a space for its latest SUV from a wide spectrum of buyers. Those looking at the top-end variants of the mini SUV or crossover segment to low and mid-range variants of the small SUV, crossover, and MPV markets. The key, they said, was pricing and features, aside of course from the distinctive design, styling, and Ford built tough repute. Overwhelming rivals in the same or lower segments and price points, with more and better high-end features, and undercutting competitors from ostensibly higher segments with aggressive pricing and promos. That said, let's see if any of these strategies will work when the Ford Territory Titanium Plus is pitted against the Honda CR-V 2.0 S CVT. First things first, the Territory Titanium Plus is listed at 1,299,000 pesos. The CR-V 2.0 S CVT at 1,668,000 pesos. The Territory is 4,580 millimeters long, 1,936 millimeters wide, and 1,674 millimeters at its highest point, with a 180 millimeter ground clearance and 2,716 millimeter wheelbase. The CR-V is 4,571 millimeters long, 1,855 wide, 1,657 millimeters tall, with a 198 millimeter ground clearance and 2,660 millimeter wheelbase. The Ford Territory Titanium Plus exterior features include gloss black grille with chrome inserts, all LED headlamps with auto on-off and follow me home function, daylight running lamps, front and rear fog lamps, tail lamps, power adjustable, power folding, heated side mirrors with integrated turn lights, chrome door handles, shark fin antenna, rear spoiler, roof rails, 18-inch alloy wheels wrapped by 235 by 50 R18 tires, plus the panoramic roof. The CR-V 2.0 S exterior features include LED headlights with auto leveling and auto on-off functions, LED guide type DRLs, LED taillights, and high mount stop lamp, halogen fog lamps, body colored door handles, and door mirrors with integrated turn signals, shark fin antenna, tailgate spoiler, and bumper skid garnish. Ford invested in a lot of interior comfort and convenience features, items considered luxurious in looks or feel, and cutting-edge technology. This starts with a smart keyless entry and push-button start system. Inside, you have well-padded seats upholstered in perforated leather. There's soft-to-touch door panels and trim, center console with dual lid opening, and leather-wrapped steering wheel that tilts and telescopes. The front seats can be heated or cooled. The driver's seat adjusts 10 ways electronically. The front passenger seat adjusts 4 ways manually. The rear seat back splits and folds 60/40. It's got power windows, central door locks that lock automatically with speed, and an air conditioning system with automatic temperature control. The Titanium Plus instrument cluster uses a 10-inch digital display with 3 design themes from standard to sporty to something in between. The infotainment system features 10-inch touchscreen with adjustable quad view and is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It comes with 3 USB ports for charging and 1 for data, while also supporting wireless charging. And it plays through 8 speakers. The Titanium Plus also have 7 cup and bottle holders, ambient lighting with 7 colors, as well as a cabin air filter for pollen with activated carbon with PM 2.5 fabric filter. The CRV 2.0 SCVT also features smart entry with push start system, power windows and door locks, dual zone automatic air conditioning with rear aircon vents, 12-volt accessory socket, 4 bottle holders, 4 cup holders, ambient lighting, sunglass holder, sun visor. The seats are upholstered in leathers, matching the leather on the steering wheel that tilts and telescopes, with controls for audio, the multi-information display, hands-free telephone, and cruise control. The front seats slide and recline manually, with the driver getting a height adjuster. The second row seat back splits 60-40. The instrument cluster displays info on a full-color TFT screen. The audio system features a 7-inch touchscreen advanced display audio with Bluetooth hands-free telephone and audio streaming connectivity and USB port. It plays through 4 speakers. The 1.5 EcoBoost engine underneath the hood of the Territory has 1,490cc of displacement and 4 cylinders, but packs 143 horses from 4,500 to 5,200 revolutions per minute and 225 Newton meters of torque at 1,500 to 4,000 RPM. Power is transmitted to the front wheels via a continuously variable transmission, which comes with sport mode. The suspension features front McPherson struts and rear multi-link system. The brake system uses front vented and rear solid discs. Powering the CRV is a 1,997cc single overhead cam iVTEC 4-cylinder 16-valve engine that generates 154 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 189 Nm of torque at 4,300 RPM. Power is transmitted to the front wheels via CVT, which can be controlled via paddle shifters. The suspension features McPherson struts in front and multi-link system in the rear. Brakes come with front ventilated and rear solid discs. Ford added a surfeit of advanced driver assist technologies in the Territory Titanium Plus, including, among others, auto brake hold function, anti-lock brake system, electronic brake force distribution, traction control, hill launch assist, adaptive cruise control with forward collision warning, lane departure warning, blind spot information system using high-definition 360-degree cameras, and parking sensors front and back. Honda lists the following passive and active safety features in the CRV 2.0 SCVT: dual SRS airbags, side curtain airbags. It also comes with hill start assist, ABS with EBD, vehicle stability assist, reverse camera with dynamic guidelines, agile handling assist, driver attention monitor, lane watch camera, auto brake hold, and low tire pressure warning.
Automakers install various mixes of features and technologies depending on the research on wants and needs of target markets, as well as cost components that are factored into planned price points. It will be the buyer who will now have to determine which components they want to see in vehicles within their budgets.
Be it fine dining, a romantic garden wedding, a relaxed casual meal, or an important business event, Ilustrado is the place to go. Aside from its famed paella, the Ilustrado restaurant, which is located within the history-laden walled city of Intramuros, is also the favorite destination of food gourmands for its famous callos and lengua and other classic gustatory offerings. Ilustrado restaurant, only for the foodies.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the new Toyota Wigo.
Welcome back to Autofocus, the country's premier automobile news and features electronic magazine. Our special feature is next. Toyota has launched its first ever crossover in the local market, and it's a Corolla. It's called the Cross, and there's a hybrid variant. Our special feature asks Toyota why a Corolla, why Cross, and why a hybrid variant.
There's a new Corolla in town, and it's not the Altis. It's a completely different Corolla. It's a crossover, which may be why they called it the Cross. It was launched as all the latest vehicles, all new or newly refreshed, are publicly rolled out in times of COVID-19, streamed online on Facebook or YouTube. After the recent global launch of the Corolla Cross, a buzz of excitement steadily grew louder about its imminent arrival in the Philippines. When it finally did, Toyota Motor Philippine President Atsuhiro Okamoto answered the question why designate the new crossover as a Corolla.
Guided by our philosophy by making ever better cars, Toyota took the best of a trusted model, the Toyota Corolla, and turned it into a sleek and modern crossover. The Corolla Cross is designed to move you in comfort and style with people you love.
The Corolla Cross was developed, designed, and built following concepts and technologies encapsulated by the Toyota New Global Architecture Platform. The Cross arrives in the Philippines in two variants, the top-of-line Corolla Cross 1.8 VHV, the hybrid, and the 1.8G CVT. The hybrid variant is powered by a 1.8-liter engine with Atkinson cycle designed for the hybrid system and an electronic motor, which helps in providing a 120 horsepower total system max output. The 1.8G CVT variant gets a 1,798cc, 16-valve DOHC, inline 4-cylinder, inline dual VVTi gasoline engine that generates 138 horsepower and 172 Newton-meters of torque. Autofocus zoomed Toyota to seek further explanation on the development as well as the timing of launch of the Corolla Cross in local market, still struggling with the effects and consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The crossover body type is gaining popularity because of the need for a vehicle that has all the perks of an SUV, like high ground clearance, spaciousness, and toughness, but with a compact size that makes it lighter to drive and maneuver. And about the hybrid variant, it's really a top priority for Toyota to bring in a hybrid variant. This is aligned with Toyota's global vision, where we are working towards giving a more responsible and sustainable option for our customers. And yes, we do believe that it is the right time to introduce the Corolla Cross. The market is already inching its way to recovery, and more customers actually are shifting from taking public transportation because of the safety and health issues to using their personal vehicles. So introducing the Corolla Cross is just one of our ways to contribute to driving the Philippine economy forward, especially in this difficult time.
The Corolla Cross gets a classy, minimalist interior, which comes in leather for the hybrid variant. Thin pillars and rear quarter window add to the roomier atmosphere of the Corolla Cross and provides more outward visibility. The driver gets accessibility and control all throughout the ride, with features such as smart entry and push start system, power adjust with auto fold for the side mirrors, power windows, and speed sensing door locks. And for the 1.8V hybrid variant, add rain sensing windshield wipers and 8-way power adjust driver's seat. Convenient steering wheel switches enable the driver to adjust Toyota Safety Sense features and 7-inch multi-information display for the 1.8V hybrid, and audio and phone connectivity features for all variants. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is compatible with a 1.8V hybrid's display audio.
It's not hugely female, but just a slightly more ratio of the female. They are in their middle 30s or 40s, and they started family or maybe single. But basically, how they think is what's most important to target the Corolla Cross customers, because of all these technologies, it being hybrid. I think customers would be forward-thinking people. They want to try out the latest technology, and they prioritize the safety of their loved ones. And also at the same time, they have a special place in their hearts for Mother Earth. So while they are adventurous, they probably go on weekend adventures when it was still allowed. They're also practical. They make sure that they get the best value from the vehicles that they purchase. So in terms of affordability and fuel efficiency, the Cross will be a good fit for them. We got a lot of positive feedback even during the live launch. Kasi you can see the comments. That's a good thing about a live virtual launch. It can reach more people on Facebook and social media, and you get to see the live comments of interested customers. So we got very positive feedback, especially about how it looks. And they appreciated a lot of the specifications, advanced technologies that the 1.8 hybrid comes in with. But they also appreciate that there is a conventional variant that is also priced very attractively, kasi it's at 1.2 million. So it's you already get a Toyota and a crossover that is really very handsome and comes with all those specs at that affordable price.
Toyota has an open invitation to the public to check out the new Corolla Cross, as well as other vehicles in its lineup.
Yes, I know everyone. I know it's still kind of a challenge to go outside and go on your much desired road trips. But in the meantime, you can check out the new Corolla Cross on our official website, www.toyota.com.ph. And in case you missed the launch, you can also check it out through our Facebook and YouTube official accounts. And for the full lineup of Toyota products, you can check out our new virtual showroom. The Corolla Cross will be available in the virtual showroom soon. But for now, please enjoy the rest of the products in our lineup.
Toyota is among global car makers actively transitioning towards more electrified powertrains for its vehicles, and has been asking governments for incentives to make such vehicles more affordable and accessible. Perhaps our government can help do this.
Be part of the 2020-2021 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2020-2021 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate standard and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until September 30, 2020. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
Motul is the most trusted motor oil of the top teams competing in some of the world's most grueling race competitions, the WRC, the WTCC, and the Japan GT. Motul is the only 100% fully synthetic motor oil in the market. It has antioxidant properties that prevent premature thickening and aging due to thermal stress and guarantees total engine protection. For more information about Motul engine oils, visit www.motul.com.ph.
Welcome back. We have more cars for you to know and appreciate as we have our second car review this week. Ever since its introduction in 1997, the Subaru Forester has carved itself a reputation as a safe, reliable, and fun-to-drive compact SUV crossover with all-weather capability, a roomy interior, and car-like ride. Let's take a look at the 2020 Subaru Forester with eyesight. Watch this.
The 2020 Subaru Forester 2.IL EyeSight CVT sits in the middle of the price range of the 3 variants of the 5th and latest generation Forester offered in the local market. At 4,625mm long, 1,815mm wide, and 1,730mm tall, the 2020 Forester is just a wee bit longer and wider than the model it replaced. On 225/60 R17 tires, the Forester retains a 220mm ground clearance. The exterior design retains the straight lines and angular corners of the old generation Forester. Noticeable changes, however, include a sharper designed headlamps and bigger and boxier housing for fog lamps. Then there's the power folding mirrors with LED turn signal. In the rear, the old boxy taillights were replaced by ones with C-shaped design. A shark fin antenna and roof spoiler complete the new-look Forester rear. Roof rails add utility and sporty look to the Forester. Although the increase in external dimension was almost imperceptible, the increase in cabin roominess was immediately apparent in the 5th generation Forester. The Forester sits 5 comfortably. The driver and front seat passenger enjoy 8-way power adjustable seats, with the driver benefiting from a memory function. The rear seat reclines and can be split and folded 60-40 to allow carriage of cargo and luggage of various sizes and lengths. The tailgate has been widened to allow for easier loading of cargo. It also opens and closes electronically. The Forester digital dashboard and instrumentation, as well as the center console, can overwhelm the uninitiated to Subarus and their surfeit of techie functionality, safety, and convenience features. There's a high-grade multifunction display for info on what's going on in the powertrain, car performance, and other engine functions. There are buttons and controls galore on dashboard, steering wheel, and center console for every conceivable and electronic tech functions. From paddle shifters to cruise control, the Subaru Intelligent Drive, as well as the X mode for driving on rough, unpaved surfaces. Then there's the audio system with 8-inch display that incorporates a navigation system with Bluetooth and USB to connect smartphones and other compatible devices. Other cool conveniences include keyless access with push-button start system, dual-zone automatic air conditioning system, electronic parking brake, automatic rain-sensing windshield wipers, auto headlamps, power rear gate with memory function. Helping make safe driving all the more effortless is the EyeSight Driver Assist technology that monitors traffic movement around the car, optimizes cruise control, warns driver when swaying outside lane, and brakes the car when it senses a collision to happen. Another cool feature is the active grille shutter that helps reduce drag and maintain optimal engine temperatures for better fuel mileage. Underneath the hood of the Forester 2.0 IL EyeSight is a 2-liter direct fuel injection, horizontally opposed 4-cylinder DOHC 16-valve gasoline engine. The Boxer engine generates a max 156 horsepower at 6,000 revolutions per minute and 196 Newton-meters of torque at 4,000 RPM. Power is transmitted to all 4 wheels by Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system and the Linetronic CVT, or continuously variable transmission. Stopping power comes from a brake system that uses ventilated discs in all wheels. The suspension system features McPherson struts in front and double wishbones in the rear. The Forester 2.0 IL EyeSight also comes with a surfeit of safety features, the requisite seatbelts plus ISOFIX adapted child seat anchors, safety pedal system, SRS front, side, curtain, and knee airbags, side door reinforcement beams. Active safety system includes 4-sensor, 4-channel anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, active torque vectoring, brake override, engine immobilizer, and vehicle dynamics control system. Subaru is betting that the latest generation Forester will remain one of its best-selling models by introducing more innovations to meet new demands for more connectivity, higher standards of safety, greater reliability, while maintaining its fun-to-drive character.
Some may miss the turbocharged engine in the old generation Forester, but others may find the new generation just as fun to drive. Still, many expect the Forester to continue to be a bestseller for Subaru. Know more about your car and how to take care of it here on Autopedia.
Hi, this is Sydney, and today we're going to be talking about brakes. Car brakes are simple enough to understand. Step on the pedal, car stops. Not much science, right? The reason it works that way is because modern braking works so flawlessly, everybody literally takes it for granted. Those things that you hear in the news that, oh, bumangga, sumemplang dahil nawala ng preno, that's not true. That almost never happens. Even on a clunky Jeep, if there is brake fluid in there somewhere, that Jeep will stop. So there's no such thing as you lose brakes. No, that's not true. And on all cars now, you have a set of these. Disc brake. I'll dispel the first myth. Brakes do not stop your car. No. Tires stop your car. Brakes slow your car down. But tires are the ones that do the stopping. That's myth number 1. Myth number 2. Disc brakes are better than drum brakes. Loaded question, but generally, no. They work exactly the same way, and actually in some instances, drum brakes are actually better. That's why you will still see majority of the cars here have disc brakes in the front, drum brakes at the back. Even the newer ones like the Nissan Terra has still drum brakes at the back because it works. It's efficient and it's almost foolproof. Alright, myth number 3. Nangangalawang yung preno ko eh. Normal ba yun? Yes, it's very normal. The material that your brake disc is made from is cast iron. It has to be cast iron because once this metal gets hot, it becomes somewhat malleable and ductile, which causes it to grip the brake pad even more. So it's somewhat sticky in metal terms. It cannot be stainless steel, it cannot be aluminum, it cannot be plastic, it cannot be brass, and it definitely cannot be gold. So yes, if it's iron or bakal, mangangalawang yan, and that's perfectly normal. So this is what your stock disc brake looks like. Flat, pancake-looking frisbee thing. What you'll see most people is something like this. Same size as stock, but has dimples, sometimes holes, has these slots. These are referred to as racing brake rotors. Now, the big question, will my car stop better if I put this as opposed to this one? The honest answer, if you're just driving along Metro Manila, no. Your car will not stop faster because you have this. It will look better, but no, it will not reduce your stopping distance in any way. So why bother do you have stuff like this? Well, as the name implies, racing brake disc. This comes into play once you do actual racing. With the slots and the dimples, this is a bit cooler. You will not brake any better because you have this, but it will allow you to stay on the race course longer by a lap, maybe 2 laps, and that's important in racing. Before your brake starts to fade and you have to go back to the pits. This is where this comes in. It cools down faster in a racing environment, but it will also come to a point that it will not cool down no more if you abuse the car too much. So once that happens, your brakes will start to fade, you will start to lose brakes, then that means, okay, time to stop, time to go to the pit, cool down. These are actually the other equation of braking. And if you do want better braking, easiest and fastest is just change one of these things. The brake pads. They're cheap enough, they're plentiful enough, and they're pretty easy to do. You have a set of tools, a couple of friends, you can do this in one afternoon. So we have here different brake pad sizes, and it does not take a genius to see which can brake better. Obviously, the big brake pad versus the small brake pad. And this is where the third part of the equation comes in, the brake caliper. This is your brake pad. This wears down. Its job is to keep wearing down. This is a friction material. This one presses along the disc here, both sides. If you don't have your foot on the pedal, it's slightly gapped like that. But once you press it, it will press down. Then it will cause this to slow down. This gets worn out over time. And the easiest way to see if it needs changing, you just simply take a look at it. You can see through your wheels and through the brake pads. If it goes down to this line, then yeah, time to change. And as this goes down, as it wears down, you will feel your brake pedal get deeper and deeper and deeper. When you change to a fresh set of pads, your brake pedal automatically becomes firm again, just like magic. Now you can buy several different brands of this one. There's of course OEM, there's replacement, there's Japanese replacement, there's Korean replacement, there's brand name performance brake pads. So which should you buy? Get whatever you can afford. It's come to a point that there's no such thing as a bad brake pad. All of them will stop your car. It's just that if you want something better, then you go for the brake pad brands that are known for performance, like Brembo is one that does OEM pads, EBC is another one, Hawk is another one. They have a different compound here that once it reaches operating temperature, allows it to grip the brake disc more, causing you to slow down faster. Note I said slowing down, not stop. This is what actually applies the force from your foot down to the brakes itself. You can see these are the two brake pads here. That's the brake disc in there. So this will squeeze down on the brake disc once you press the pedal. This is a 4-piston caliper. Why is it 4? Because there are literally 4 pistons here. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 cylinders here. Your normal car has 1, maybe 2 pistons at the most. That's it. This is a big brake setup. Why is it bigger? It's bigger than this standard rotor that's supposed to be for this Civic. And the way that it works, very simple. Physics. The longer the distance here, this is basically a lever. The longer the distance, the more force you can generate by applying it on the end. So this is it. That's how big brakes work in essence. And then another myth that is proliferating has to do with big wheels. Why do all these supercars have big wheels that everybody wants to emulate? It's because the need to house bigger brakes. It's not just because it looks nice and has more grip. No, they have big wheels to house big brakes. That's the only reason why supercars have big wheels. And on a final note, I always like to say, you can have too much power, but you can never have too much braking. So when do you want to upgrade your brakes? Oh, trust me, you will know the time counts. You will have 1 or 2 close calls and will say that, oh, I should need to upgrade my brakes already. So there, now you have a better understanding of how your car brakes works and is it worth upgrading the brakes or not? Now you know.
That's our feature on Autopedia this week. Taking care of your ride has been made easier. And that's Autofocus this week. We hope you have found this edition of your Automobile Electronic magazine informative as well as entertaining. You can also check us out on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. On behalf of my dad, Butch Gamboa, this has been your host, Ray Louis Gamboa. Please stay safe and healthy.